Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Golden's Guide. Today, I have a returning guest with us, Joyce McAbee from Monogram Concierge Service, and I can't wait for us to jump back in and go deeper into a conversation today about all of her services. So with that, I don't think I need another introduction. Welcome, Joyce.
Thank you. I so appreciate it.
Well, I'm so glad to have you back because we had a lot of questions and a lot of activity about a concierge service because, most people, when you think about concierge, a lot of times you think about hotel or whatever, but y'all are like, y'all can do so many things and help people, and you do. And you've got so many great clients. But today I wanted just to revisit because I think people do have questions about it, and it's holidays and it's New Year. People are doing lots of different things. Sure. And I just want to make sure everybody knows all the things you can do.
We are equally as glad that you want to know. Thank you very much.
Great. Well, let's talk a little bit about what do you think the biggest myth about concierge is? I mean, when people reach out and just really don't know anything.
I don't think they know what we do. I just don't think they understand a concierge in real life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, the easiest way to explain what we do is to say that we help people get things done. It's just that simple. We just help them get it done. Things that they don't want to do, things they don't have time for, things that even if they do have time for, it's not an efficient use of their time. That can be anything from your laundry to getting the dog to the vet, to getting your tax paperwork together, just whatever you need, we help you get it done.
I love that because I remember hearing you say one time that you told a client, well, just, they were questioning like, well, what all can you do? And you said, well, hand me your to-do list. Mm-hmm. And that just made me like melt. It's like, do we ever really get through our to-do list?
No,
never,
we don't.
Never.
Never.
But even, let's face it, when I know for me, and I bet for many of y'all out there, when I just even mark one thing off, it makes me feel like $1 million.
Well, if you mark off, get the concierge, we'll take care of the rest of it.
There you go. Well, so let's talk about, so when someone calls, and they're not sure,
right?
Which direction do you take them?
Well, I think it's important to understand why they're calling. So people are calling for all different kinds of reasons because usually they're brought to a spot of overwhelm by something. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times that's by what's going on at home.
Right.
We have women that call us all the time, and men too, but we have women that call us and they say, Joyce, I work from 8 to 5, 5:30 or 6. And when I go home and I open my front door, there's another job waiting for me. And I can't do it. I can't do it. I need time with my kids. I need time with the dog. I need time with my husband.
Yeah.
I just need time for myself. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times that brings them to us, that sense of overwhelm. Yeah. And then from there, as we get to know each other a little bit, we can kind of ease into whatever helps them the most. And sometimes that just starts with laundry and then goes into life.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just dump all of it on us. And that's okay. We're just here to help them get it done, get that list off, and create some serenity.
I would imagine, too, that when you meet with them and have a conversation, there's probably a lot of things that they don't even think about, but you can see, because you're there in their home and you can see what's going on, and
of course.
Junior may need help with this or whatever, or they're having a party this weekend, or
of course.
So you probably, I guess you do kind of a bigger scope than generally what they're looking for at times.
We do. A lot of times they'll call us and they'll say, oh, I need laundry, or I need an organizational job taken care of, or decluttering, or I've got all these errands that need to be done. Those are kind of typical things that are, the front door for people coming to meet us.
Right.
But when we get in there, we like to sit down and really just talk with them as much as they're comfortable with, and talk about life. You know, what's upcoming in the next couple of months? Do you have a renovation that's happening? You know, are the kids going back to school? What's happening here that's adding to the stress of life in general? And then let's take a look at it, and we can suggest things to them. And typically we follow up with them and just say, here are some suggestions. And then they can take advantage of those or not as they want to.
Right. I remember you talking about one client who was moving and had to be at work that day. And that's what I want people to know. It's like those kind of big life things that you know, when you told me that, I mean, it was another one of those melting moments like, oh my God, really? Y'all can help with that? So share that with the audience.
Oh gosh. Well, one, we love doing that. So if somebody has just a big project that's going on, they're moving from one state to another, they need to get the moving truck, they need us to liaise with their employer, they need to get all those types of things done. They've got a list this long of things that the home inspector said need to be done before they are able to move. We can take care of all of those things and then have the new house ready for them so that the refrigerator is stocked, all the utilities are turned on, there are flowers in the bedroom. It's just ready to roll so that when they come home from work that day, the move happened. And we really love doing that kind of work.
And guess what, y'all? They can wait on the cable guy.
Yes, the cable guy.
I think when you move, that is like the biggest, you know, because who can sit around and wait for like, you know,
4 hour block.
Well, they'll tell you 4 hours and then they'll call an hour before and go, well, it's moved to the next block, the next 4 hours.
That
happened to me when I moved. It started, I think, at 11 o'clock in the morning and he got there at 7:30 that night.
Yeah, we've had all that. But we do a lot of vendor management because of that. So
now what is vendor management? Let's talk about that.
So everybody that has a home has plumbing, electrical, handyman needs. It goes on and on and on. If we own a home, there are consequence costs. Lawn care, chimney swept, piano tuner, on and on and on. Carpets need to be cleaned. Upholstery needs to be cleaned. So we take care of getting all of the quotes for that. So you don't just sit on the phone and find out who's a good company, who's not.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we have a preferred vendor list. All that means to us, we don't benefit from it financially. It just means that they have insurance, general liability, and workers' comp. So we start there. And then we call and get all the quotes. We meet them at the home, walk them through whatever areas they need or show it to them or whatever needs to happen there. And then we get the quotes together. We give them to the homeowner. The homeowner can say, I want this one, with the knowledge that there's already insurance behind there. So they can say, I want this one. And then we go back to that one and say, hey, you're the qualified candidate that's been chosen. We're going to meet you out there so the work can be done. We call the other two to say thank you so much, and it's finished. We just meet them over there, and then the homeowner goes home and it's taken care of, whatever it is. And we also like to put that on a calendar system so that if you've got things like the chimney needs to be swept twice a year, the piano needs to be tuned every 3 months, the carpets need to be taken care of, we really want to try to get all that on a calendar.
Yeah, the gas in the fireplace needs to be checked or turned on or off.
The HVAC filters need to be changed. You know, we need to do quality assurance on the yard guys, whatever needs to happen there. We really like to calendar life. Birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, date nights. We want to put all those on the calendars.
Date nights. Okay, tell me about those things.
Yeah.
Like, give me some examples.
I'm sure you have a birthday.
I have one.
You have a birthday?
Hey, and by the way, y'all, I have one this month. New Year's Eve is my birthday.
Party hard.
Yeah. Well, probably not, but.
You probably are. Well, we just like to calendar out life because a lot of times, at least for women, those things are really the most important to us, to celebrate the people in our life. But there are a lot of times the last ones that we get to, and we're getting to them at the last minute on top of that.
Or we're stressed beyond
belief.
We're
way stressed about it. That's exactly right.
We can't get everything picked up and traffic. And,
And you might need to choose the gift for your girlfriend. You need to choose it because you know your girlfriend, but you don't need to go and pick it up And you don't necessarily need to wrap it. You need to choose it, and you need to show up, and you need to have a lot of fun with your girlfriend. But all those back-end things, driving down Woodruff Road at 4:30 in the afternoon is not what you need to be doing.
Not at Christmas
either.
No,
Lord, no. We live on Woodruff Road at Christmas time. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, well, that's wonderful. Yeah. And then I think it's great because I've heard you say that sometimes men will call in and want to plan something for their wives and, maybe a special evening at home dinner ready or take them out, or you handle all that too.
Yes, we do.
Listen up, guys.
And we even give a gold star to the guys. We think that's great.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's definitely.
Absolutely
if
super.
They are going that far out to
that's
love on their wives or their girlfriends, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's exactly right. And so many things that we can do that are really not related to the home, but they happen in the home, like clothing management. Seasonally we shop. Maybe we shop a little bit too much. The clothes we don't really like, or they've still got the tags on them. We can get those listed. Extra stuff that we have in our home of any kind, we can list online, sell on Craigslist, get it on Facebook Marketplace. Really, whatever needs to happen there for just the stuff that we accumulate. We all live kind of blessed lives.
Yes.
Yeah, but it all has consequence costs.
Well, and it's almost like, the more stuff we have, the more stress we get.
Yes.
So
yes, that's called clutter.
Yes, it is. Yes, we have a whole conversation on clutter.
That's called clutter. Life clutter,
guys,
home clutter.
Joyce and I have been in this conversation around clutter, and it may even turn into an ongoing. She may have to come on every month because there's so much to talk about that because it does create so much stress in our lives.
It really does, and shame.
And shame.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought that up.
And shame.
Because I can just share that when I found you and I called for, I know you don't do that many just project works, but when I called and y'all were able to help me with the project, and I had several things that I had moved into my apartment, and then I had a heart attack, and then I just could not get things done. And I was stressed, and living with boxes was stressful, and I still didn't have pictures on the wall. But anyway, I can remember, number one, I felt embarrassed to call. To even
You're not
ask.
the only one who does.
I know, and this is what I want people to really get, y'all. Please just make the call. If you're thinking about getting some help or some support, just make the call. Even if you don't do anything that day, get to know Joyce and her team. And I can tell you, it was a dream come true for me in so many ways. But I did go through shame about calling and asking for help, and then I went through shame about your team coming in and seeing, God, she's been here this long and she hadn't unpacked them boxes. And that closet looks like a tornado,
I think the one thing that I would tell anybody who's thinking about getting some assistance with life, with all the stuff that needs to get done, is that we are all the same. We all have clutter in our homes. We all have that patch that doesn't look good. We all have a big patch that doesn't look good a lot of times. Sometimes it's whole house. It's life. That's just a normal part of life. It's not anything that somebody needs to feel ashamed of. We've seen it all, and we don't have any judgment on any of it. It's life happening at home.
Yes.
We just want to go in and help them make it happier at home to have life happen there.
Yeah.
So it's and don't meet us at the door apologizing for how you're dressed. You're in your home. You don't need to be dressed up to meet us. If you're in your yoga pants and the oldest shirt, just have at it. Just let us come in. It is a judgment-free zone. It really, really is. Our goal is really to help make life more serene across the board. And the space and the life go together.
Yeah.
We there's no room for shame in it.
But well, I think that's a big reason people don't call. So y'all are hearing right now, they supported me so much through it. And I talked about this on the previous show when she was here, but literally it's still what they were able to come in and do helped me physically, emotionally, spiritually, just having those things done. Yeah. And I did not feel judged at all. As a matter of fact, the team you sent, I fell in love with them.
We have great team members.
I felt like she was my girlfriend before she left,
We have super team members.
Gosh, I should invite her over for wine. Then found out she was pregnant. But anyway, yes, you do. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Sidetrack here. You do hire some incredible people.
We do.
And I want the audience to know how extensive your search is and your background and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, like any other service business, we have to go through a lot of people to find.
Don't forget to be closer
to find the one that we want to find. So when we find somebody who has the communication skills and the demeanor and really a sense of engagement and not judgment, we really want to sit down and talk to that person. And we do, but then we have to go into the actual hard logistics of, are they employable for our client base? And that really includes making sure that they have a clean background. We do a very thorough check through CenturyLink for felonies, misdemeanors. It goes all the way back, and they can't have any. It's just that simple. Your home is sacred, and you've got to have somebody in there that you feel completely safe with. Not only for, we're going to see your most intimate laundry, but also we're going to be in your home when maybe you're not here.
Right.
So it has to be someone that they feel really safe with. And for that reason, we also do a drug screen.
Yes.
That's done through LabCorp. That has to come back clean. And because they might drive your vehicle, we also pull their DMV records for the last 3 years. And they could have oozed through a stop sign somewhere, sometime. But that's it. That's about it. Yeah. Our insurance is really tight on that. And we are fully insured. And we have workers' comp. So they are our employees. They're not just people that we've hired as 1099 laborers.
Right.
We get to know our team a lot.
Yeah, this is like your employees, your team.
Yes,
and I think this is different audience for, for a lot of people who, sometimes we hire individuals to come into our home, but we don't know everything she's talking about. We don't know completely their background or their history or so and sometimes I've heard it hasn't gone, exactly great. At times.
Yes. And one of the other things that's super important, I'd say 2 things. One, when you hire solely, and there are loads of times when that works beautifully, but when you do that, you're hiring without somebody being covered by workers' comp. So if they're hurt on the job, our workers' comp picks up automatically. If you're hiring an individual, you just don't have that. But I would say the other thing is the confidentiality. As a company, we have confidentiality clause in place in our service agreement, and we are always reminding our team, when you come back to the office, if you need to share information that is professionally needs to be shared, that's fine, but it doesn't get talked about anywhere else.
Right.
And we never post unless we have permission, all of those types of things. So confidentiality is a big thing for us. We're not going to go in and take a picture of your clutter.
Right. No.
and put it on social.
Right.
So it's really important to us.
Yeah, I love all that. Going back to like my experience, and I kind of went from chaos to more serenity. So, there seems to be some sort of name we could come up with, like y'all are like angels of serenity or something like that. But let's talk about that a little bit because it's not just the idea of we're going to clean out your closet or
it isn't.
Get your floors waxed or whatever. Yeah. I know that from knowing you personally, you're going after more of a peace and serenity. This is my sacred place. This is where I sleep, and I'm, my family, my husband, my children. I know that you view it as more than just the tasks. So talk about that a little bit.
We do. We never want to go into a home and sit down with the lady of the home who is overwhelmed and have her just tell us her whole life. history. We don't ask for that, but we welcome those stories. Mm-hmm. So we're never going to go in and ask them, but we are really welcoming of them because they have everything in the world to do with why you're overwhelmed. It's not just the number of towels you have in your laundry room. Mm-hmm. There's a whole story. There's movement inside of your house. There's life happening. And so you might be mad at your husband, and your kids might be really irritating you. And maybe you've got a grandchild with you that you didn't expect to have because life has happened.
Or your mother's sick across town.
Or your mother is sick across town. Or your boss is driving you crazy. Whatever it is, we need to hear that, because sometimes just in the hearing of it, we can watch overwhelm drop just a little bit, mm-hmm. and then the conversation can open up and we can really get to the important things that need to be taken care of. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes a woman will call us and she'll say, this is what I need, this is what I need, this is what I need. And it is, but not yet. What really needs to happen is these things up here.
Right.
And that can be all different kinds of things. It can be in the home. It can be outside of the home. Maybe coaching is really what they need, mm-hmm. Or a therapist or something like that. Or maybe they just need a handyman to come in to take care of something.
Right.
Sometimes they don't need us just yet, but we love to hear that story, mm-hmm. And get to know the woman, not just mm-hmm. her home and not just the laundry that's going on.
I think that's every time that you and I have talked, I think that's what I love about you and your company is that you are looking at when you connect with a potential client, you're looking at such a bigger picture than most people, assume.
Yep.
And I think a lot of times when we're in that much overwhelm, we might not even be able to see that we really need help with this.
Right.
Maybe I've called you, please come help me with my laundry mm-hmm. or my cleaning mm-hmm. or whatever. But when you get there and you're talking to the woman, you find out that this may be a bigger stressor than what you said, like what you came for. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you spend time, you listen, and you do have this way to read the person and the room and to see needs sometimes.
Well, we feel like we try to, mm-hmm. we definitely try to do that. But if we're sitting with a woman that has 3 little ones and she's also trying to work, and she does have the mother who's older or the father who's older. Her husband is very, very active in his work. They're trying to be involved in the community. They're trying to support charities, mm-hmm. all of those types of things. Her laundry probably does need to get done. But there are so many other parts of her life that are equally as important to her. And just trying to understand what that looks like is really important for us to be successful on her behalf and actually help her create serenity.
Yeah.
We can get her laundry done, or we can get her errands done, or we can do any of those other types of things. But to get a full understanding of it means that, hey, why don't we go ahead and calendar this so you don't have to think about this anymore?
Right.
And we got the dog covered. You want a mobile groomer? We've got that. Okay, super. And you need your tax paperwork put together?
Imagine that. Somebody getting your dog bathed.
Yeah, because there are
maybe
so
your car
many
washed
things.
too, right? I mean, is that
gosh. Our clients are so different one from the other. So we have clients that just use this for 4 hours a week for laundry and some decluttering and some organizing and, hey, take my returns back to so-and-so. So they just use this for that. And then we have others that use this for 20 hours a week every single day we're in their home. So obviously we get into more extensive types of things. Mm-hmm. We make placements for 40 hours a week, long-term recurring placements. We do project work sometimes. So we had a client just recently from New York call and say, I've got a second home here in Greenville. We're going to Europe for 6 weeks. Can you take care of our dog? Can you pick up our mail? Can you make our bank deposits?
Oh, wow.
Yes, we can. All of those things. So it's very, very different from client to client, but we really want to know what's going on in your life and how can we help make it good.
Make it good. Make it peaceful.
Make it less stressful. Yes. And nowadays, everybody needs that.
Well,
we all need a concierge.
Yes, we do. We all do, y'all. I mean, I know. Aren't you just sitting there drooling, hearing all about this and wanting it? I know I am.
Yep.
When you, when we talk about, there is the kind of the basic stuff that we've been talking about, but now you have a next level concierge as well.
Yeah, we do.
Which is that would require a higher trained concierge. So
That's right.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're going into the new year introducing a little bit of a different methodology to our clients. So we normally will go in, if somebody calls us, I just go out usually. So I'll go out and get to know them, and if they want to meet off premises, we can do that. But eventually we're going to get into the home, just take a walk around and look and listen. And then we're going to sit down, hopefully for a few minutes, and hear a little bit of their life and take care of that. And then what we're going to do is assign a domestic concierge or an executive concierge.
Okay.
And we like to place both of them. So the executive concierge will basically oversee the domestic concierge, manage the scheduling. If you, the client, need to change your schedule, it's just a quick call to your executive concierge to say, hey, that's not going to work for me, or I'm going to be off on vacation or whatever. And she lets the domestic concierge know. And the domestic concierge takes care of all of these things over here, but all of life is handled by your executive concierge. So she manages your calendaring, getting your travel plans done, any administrative work that you need. Some examples of that, so vendor management, any of that kind of thing that needs to be done. If you need your car taken to the mechanic and you really need to know what the mechanic said,
right?
Then we're going to take care of that for you. If it's any type of administrative thing, or you just need ordering done, you want to get gift cards for so-and-so, you need to get your makeup from Lancome, you need to get a
Gosh, I'm sitting here making a list in my head.
You need to get a piece of embroidery that your great Aunt Sally gave you framed. Just really anything
right.
That needs to happen.
And then I know that you have even at times done, like some sort of accounting or record.
Yeah, we can.
Getting things together for people who might feel like, they need to get records off their computer or whatever, and it's just too overwhelming.
Right.
And so that's even in the...
We do small business services. So if we've got a small...
Yes, let's talk about that.
A small business that comes to us, or if your life is just a small business,
yes.
and you need an Excel spreadsheet done, or you need filing done, or you need quotes gathered, or you need research done, or you need to get, the quarterly stuff needs to go to the accountant, or you need help setting up QuickBooks, or you don't know how to do whatever it is that you might need some assistance with, we can help with all of that. Really just a wide array of services, and we don't turn much down. We either have the skill set on our team or we can access it for you. So that's how it works.
Let's go back to the shame piece, because you and I both think that's a really big thing for helping women kind of get over that to number one, know that it's okay to ask for help, and number two, I don't think there is a woman on the planet, I don't think so, y'all, that thinks that their house is clean enough.
No, we spend a lot of time looking at Pinterest. And then we think, my home does not look like that.
And then you beat yourself up.
There are so many times when I go into a home and there are locked rooms in the home. And as we get to know a client, the client will slowly unlock the rooms. There's a physical process of locking away the parts that we don't want to be seen. We don't want to have seen. There's our shame behind that door.
Yeah.
And our shame behind that door. We just don't want anybody to see it. And it's actually physically locked. We really, as a company and as an individual, if we can help women get past that, that's important for us. Just to know that, own this. This is my life, and I might want to change it. That's great.
Yeah.
If you want to change it. But it is what it is right now. Let's start right here.
Right. Right.
And let's talk about what's really valuable to you.
Right.
We're not going in with a preconceived, hey, it needs to be organized this way, or hey, your life needs to go this way, or did you know that other people do this?
Yeah.
We don't have any interest in that. We just want to know what's pretty to you. Which of your senses is more important? Is the sense of smell more important to you, or visually you want it to be serene? Or hey, you want the sound in your home to be a certain way, or you just want it to be peaceful and I want to be able to pass it off anytime I want, whatever it is.
Right.
That's really important to us. And shame just shows its head in so many ways when we're walking through, because those doors are locked, the body posture changes when somebody's having to tell us about something. Often women will cry during this process.
Yeah.
And it's
so much. It's so much an extension of you, right? And having to show that to someone,
it is. It's hard.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard for people.
Yeah.
And to tell their stories. I mean, that's why for us, really, it's a gift, to be able to do that. We're not servants, but I tell people all the time when they come to work for us, we're not servants, but if you don't have a servant's heart, you need to hit the door.
I love that. I love that about your company too.
Yeah. You've got to have that.
All of the people that I've met in your company, they do have that giving heart.
Yeah. Like you've got to.
They want to support, you know, your vision.
Yes, they do. I'm very lucky in that.
And I'm glad you brought that up. It's not like they have a vision for your home. I mean, it's my vision and I share it with you. And again, I mean, I was having a hard enough time as it was, when I invited y'all out, but releasing some of the shame about why I could not get to those dang boxes. Yeah. And I didn't want people to come over because I hadn't hung my pictures.
There's the understory. Yeah. There's an understory for all that. All that we're seeing right there is sort of the ribbon on top of the box, and the box is life. Why is there so much laundry in the laundry room? That's what the woman is feeling shame about. We don't care. We're going to fix the laundry room, but we definitely want to get to know the woman.
Right.
So that we can learn that story and maybe help her not create that again. Or just support her in the process.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't, we're not there to be their gurus.
Yeah.
We're just there to help.
Yeah.
Help them get things checked off the list.
And
we really like working that way.
Yeah. I love that. Well, we're almost at time. What else do you want people to know about your concierge service and that you really...
Yeah, it's exactly what you said a few minutes ago. I know what the answer to this is right away. That is just to call. Just a call. Don't sit with overwhelm for month after month after month after month because you're afraid of what we're going to judge.
I'm trying to think about how long I waited before I called you.
It's a long time, even when we get referrals from current clients. So Mrs. Smith might have been referred from client Jones, okay? And then there's Mrs. Smith, and we talk to her, and we'll hear her story a little bit. But oftentimes, there is a hesitation there of, I'm not ready to bring you in my home. I need to clean it first, or I need to get it ready.
Here's another thing that, sorry to interject, but I mean, I think most of us, when our cleaning lady comes, we have to hurry up and clean before she comes.
Oh, my gosh.
I think every woman does that.
We don't really care, and I mean this in the most non-judgmental way. We don't care about life choices. We don't care about who your partner is. We don't care about what you choose to do in your home. Those are individual life choices, and we know that they're all different from person to person, and we want to honor that. What we want to do is create a serene space for you to come home to and help you create more serenity in your life.
Yeah.
And we do that by helping you get things done, whatever those are. So from person to person, those things that I need to get done so that I can be more serene and peaceful are a little bit different.
Right.
That's all that we want to focus on. How can we help you?
Well, that's the biggest thing I would like for people to know and take away today is that, just call Joyce.
Yes.
Just pick up the phone. That's your only step that you have to do. Just start a dialogue, start a conversation. And, I promise you, I have felt so much better in so many different areas that I didn't even think, like waking up and seeing my beautiful art that had been packed up forever, and my girlfriend who's an artist in Taos, looking at her, what she painted for me personally and what that means to me when I wake up and look at it, just those small things, that now gives me joy and peace and serenity on a daily. On the daily.
Of course.
One small thing.
Women, the women we meet, all of them, every single one that we've ever met has been amazing in terms of what they're carrying on their plate. Oh my gosh. They are juggling so many things and really managing them beautifully and with such good spirits. And for us, just to be able to take things off that list or add things to it that really bring them joy and just let us get things out of the way so that the woman can shine. Everybody's so capable of that. All the women
that is a soundbite. Let us get things out of the way so the woman can shine.
We
want to go back to shining. And you know what you just said? Every woman who sits at this desk with me,
I'm sure they're the same.
We all are overloaded on our plate of the things that we're trying to do, the things that we think we should do better, the house that should be cleaner, oh my God, that garage should have been taken care of a year ago. You know, it's just things.
Plus our own internal shame, guilt, or whatever about what we didn't manage well or what we want to do that we still haven't got to at our age. We hear that a lot too at all different ages. Interestingly enough, there's a little bit of guilt about, well, I haven't accomplished this, or I don't know this, or I'm not good at this. Oh, gosh.
Well, you know what? I even think about things like, how much we use that I don't have enough time thing.
Right.
Like last year, listen, I have some gift cards.
So do I.
We all do. It's not that I don't want to use them. I either forget or I said, okay, well, I'm going to sit down and think about what I can use this for. Or maybe it's for a massage.
Yes.
But I forget about it. It's in the drawer. And then I don't make the appointment.
Of course.
And, I mean, even gifts we're not receiving because we don't even have time to call and make an appointment.
No, we're so busy. And also, it's not always a matter of time. It's a matter of mental energy. All day long, you've been working, you've been working on things on that to-do list. And everything on a to-do list has 3 things underneath it. It's like an octopus. There's the thing on the to-do list of all the tentacles that go along with it. I got to call them back. They got to call me back. I've got to get more information.
I got to be on the phone for,
I've got to be on the phone for whatever. That means I'm not with all these other things that are important for me. So all of those have so many things attached to them. So, our to-do list, and it's not that we don't have the time, it's that we don't have the energy. We can't keep doing that 24 hours a day and die with a to-do list. I think you mentioned that the other day.
We talked about this. I had a teacher tell me one time, Deborah, the day you die, you're going to have that to-do list in your pocket. And you know what? Y'all will too. And so,
unless you call us. Call us.
That's right. Unless you call Joyce and her team. But
to-do lists don't go away. They're like life. They just don't go away.
We're never going to get it all done.
But you can get help.
We can get help. And we can. And the whole goal here is to feel better.
That's the whole goal.
Feel better.
Y'all
are like, I consider y'all doctors in a sense. Doctors of serenity. Doctors of serenity. That's what it is.
Let's put that on our business cards.
Yeah, exactly. Doctors of serenity.
That's really kind of a mission for us. Our mission statement is to help our clients create beautiful outcomes. But it's really, for us, it's about creating serene space. Whether that's in their mind, their heart, or their home, it's about creating serene space.
And I also want to say one more thing about that goes along with the shame is do I deserve to have somebody come in here and help me?
Oh, yes. Or I can afford it and my next door neighbor cannot. There is always some of that. And, to that we say, let us come in. Let us help you. We understand that you're living a blessed life, and we understand that you understand that. But as we create more space for you, you have the space to do what you're naturally going to do, and that's be very giving. I haven't met a woman that sat across the table from me who wasn't, but I've met plenty of them that have been way too overwhelmed to feel anything left over to give. And so, if you are leading a blessed life and you have the funds to afford us, and we are affordable, but if you have the funds to afford us, we hope that it's opening up more time and more energy for you to give back to the community as well. And we see it happen.
Yes, and I want to add this because my girlfriend and I talked about this. When I was looking at reaching out to you, I had, number one, the guilt of, I don't have a husband, I don't have a young child. I should be able to do this stuff. I had that first. And then I wondered, with my budget, if I could, if I should. And what I ended up talking to one of my best friends about was when I looked at how much better I was going to feel walking into my office every day and being able to be productive versus sitting there wanting to cry, looking at all that crap. Oh. So what I realized was, even though I thought it was a stretch for my budget, it ended up giving me so much more.
Yes.
So that's the other thing I want to say to y'all. As women, it's hard for us to receive a dang compliment, let alone let someone come in and help us on the things that we think
we ought to be able to do. And we are able to do them.
Yes.
But why should we?
Well, Well, I mean, especially if you are stressed and you're not getting in the bed until, midnight and you got to be back up at 5 and you don't even have time to schedule your haircut.
The question is not whether I have clutter in my living room or whether my kitchen is not straight or whether the pillows on the couch are not done or whether there are 14 things in the back of my car that haven't been returned. The question is really, have I had time with my daughter today? Did I get to sit down with my son?
Yes.
When was the last time my husband and I had a few minutes just to have a good conversation, no less a date night? And hey, have I even returned the text to my best friend? And that's what the gift of time gives you.
Yeah.
Just that space, that serenity. When you go in and your laundry room is in order and there are flowers on the kitchen table and you can see the kitchen table and it's set, that allows you to take the time to sit down at the kitchen table with a cup of tea and reply to your girlfriend.
Well, and we've talked about this too. Not only are you creating space in the home, you're creating space in our minds so that we can be the wives and the mothers and the friends we want to be.
You get closer to being the woman that you see for yourself.
Yes.
And that, we love being a part of that. We recognize where we are in the scheme, but we love being a part of it. It's really important.
I love that. I've gone a little bit long here. Anything else you want to share other than y'all call Joyce? It is the website is monogramconcierge.com. Is that right?
That's right.
And do you want to give the phone number?
Yes, 864-283-6770.
And we'll put that in the show notes. But by all means, it's Christmas time. Give yourself the gift of just a phone call with Joyce. I promise you, she's like a therapist. You'll feel better even after talking to her. I'm not kidding.
And I won't charge for the therapy.
And you won't charge for the therapy. No. The doctor of what? Doctor of Serenity.
Doctor of Serenity, here.
Call the Doctor of Serenity. Oh, listen, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. And, my tagline is, and I invite us all to realize, let's enjoy because we're still here. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining. I am here after